informative, and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Let's start over again. So how is everyone today? I really wanted to come on today and try to do some more searching and stuff like that with you guys. I'm going to see what happens. Hopefully my computer stays okay. And let's put in Bryan Kohberger. It occurred to me the other day, you guys, I was like, wait a minute. I looked up Bryan Kohberger and I kept putting before the crime, or I would put it up to a certain point. And then I was like, wait a minute. It never occurred to me. Though that time period between when the crime occurred and when he was arrested very much is an important part, because nobody knew that he was the perpetrator. So you wouldn't expect the lines to get bigger until the 30th, right? So let's just look this up and see what we find, because I want to see what happened during that range between the time of the crime and the time that he was arrested, and see if there's a trend there. So let's do from 11, let's just do 11/12/22. We'll give it the day before, and we'll go to 12/30/22. All right, and let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm actually glad that this happened like this. So look over here, you guys. So over here, we have zeros all the way across, right? And we know that this isn't true because we found them before. So this is where I'm going to show people how to better search, this so that we can find what it is that we're looking for. So if we were to just come on here, put in Bryan Kohberger's name, let me make sure I spelled it right. I did. Put in Bryan Kohberger's name, and then look it up. Chances are that it's not until the 30th that we get a big hit. Oh, look, we have a big hit on the, oh no, we don't have a big hit on the 29th. It is the 30th. So we have a big hit on the 30th. If you come down to here though, when we see that on the 30th, the places that are looking at this most are Idaho, Washington, Pennsylvania is one of the top 4. And it shows you over here, Washington was number 1. And you would also expect that because it probably was on the local news, the state news, it was in the country, so on and so forth. So let's narrow this down a little bit and let's do 11/30 and see if that gives us a different result. Okay, so now we have 0, all right? So this, not that this is good, but it gives me somewhere to pop off to show you guys. So now we're looking down here and we have nothing. I wouldn't give up here. I wouldn't be like, oh, well, you know, there's just nothing there. I would then look over here in the United States, and I'm going to put in Washington and see if anybody specifically in Washington looked it up during that time. I'm getting a no. Maybe I should put it to, hold on, let me add, didn't he look up, I think he looked up Idaho homicide and Idaho murders. I'm going to look up both. Now, I know you're probably thinking like, oh, Idaho homicides, whatever. You have to remember that, well, let me put in Moscow as well. So it's MOSCOW, right? Moscow, Idaho. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to hit enter on that. Moscow, Idaho. Oh, remember somebody taught us this? Wait, guys, wait till you see this. Plus Moscow, Idaho. Plus homicide plus murder. Murders. And let's see what we get. Oh, look at that. Wow. Holy shit. Okay, so over here we have a huge one. So Moscow, Idaho, homicide, murders. Okay, actually, don't get too excited. Not excited. I mean, like excited that we found something over this, because I always tell my students whenever, you know, regardless, to make sure that you are thinking critically. And if I'm thinking critically, I'm sure there's somebody in the state that might have been looking up. And look, this is going to show you by each search term. So right here, this is Idaho homicide. The thing that makes this interesting for me is that this is So we have metro over here. Let's break it down and see if we can get city. Let's see if we get closer. Sometimes you can't. Oh, we did. Wow. We have a couple of specific dots here, and I see one that I'm really interested in. This one right here, Liberty Lake. Where is that at? Anybody know what Liberty Lake is? Or this little dot in the middle of Liberty Lake? Let's see if I can get on it. Hold on. I'm so used to using my mouse. All right, here we go. Spokane Valley, 6 for search interest. And then over here we have Pullman. Oh, look, you guys. So when you see the numbers here, let me just explain this real quick in case anybody's new to Google Trends. When you see 33, 100, just know that this goes from 0 to 100. 0 means that there was no trend. Now remember, a trend is different than a search history. A search history is that I Google, one thing, right? That's not going to be a trend because it's only one thing. Even 2 or 3 things aren't a trend. You would have to be looking this up more often or more times for it then to be tagged as a trend, if you will, or something that's been looked up multiple times. So over here we have, and the higher it is to 100, the more of a trend it was at that time. So let's look over here. We have, I don't know if anybody knows what these places are. Canyon Creek, like, I don't know if anybody knows if any of those places have interest, like, would he have been there? Walla Walla, Palouse, what else do we have? Pullman. So Pullman's the one that's at 100%, you guys. So that says to me that, like, we see the trend. That's where he was staying. When you come over to here, a lot of times people will look at this list and they just go with the very first thing. So they see, oh yeah, University Idaho, like, that's it, definitely. And they'll click on that one. Don't make that mistake. So that was what was rising during that time. What was the top trend at this time? Oh, there we go. So every now and then you'll get one where it'll come back up with it. So look, Idaho University homicide. Let me put that in. Chill. Now let's see what we got. Okay, let's see. So now we have the Moscow, Idaho homicide on the 13th. Look at that. Again, we have on the 13th. On the 13th, do you guys see this? This is very important. So look where it says Idaho murders and it's yellow and it says less than 1%. That's important. That means that somebody on the 13th is looking that up enough that it winds up becoming a trend. Now you might say, okay, people are starting to look it up, but also keep in mind that when a lot of the news stations say that they were on it from the beginning, that they mean within the first week. So although there were a lot of people that first day that probably know about it, we don't know. Let's see. So wait, let's see over here. Let's just find out for ourselves. So let's go over here and let's do Bryan Kohberger suspect. And this is by sub-region, so we're going to do it by, we have metro and city. Let's just go right to city and see if it's able to pick up city. Okay, so it doesn't do city, right? So now you want to go to sub-region because metro, because that's in the middle. So we do have it by metro. So we could come over to here. Look, you'll see that on the East Coast over here, people were looking it up. I saw a lot of New York and Philadelphia related to these searches. My educated guess for that might be a VPN, that it's like rerouting it right there because Philadelphia is still within the state. And then over here, if we go over here, we have Washington and Idaho are the 2 states where we're picking up activity. We're coming back up in the corner over here again. Does anybody know if there's anything in that, like over in that area that could have been of interest? Like, could he have disposed of something? I don't know, anything. And then over here, it breaks it down. So if you see a chart like this where it's yellow, green, and then on the end of some of them, you'll see purple right here. That's just telling you that, again, if you look at the top, that the ones that are in purple, green, and yellow are the ones that we see on the side here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to, oh, it's already at city. Okay, so we're good. So it's telling you in what order the city that people, so this is just for interest in Bryan Kohberger as a suspect. Let's look for interest in the Idaho 4 by city. Okay, so over here by city, the interest is over here again. Over here again in Washington and Idaho. It just keeps going up when I click on it instead of letting me click on it on them. All right, there we go. Seattle's one of them. Lake Forest again. You guys, what is that? Does anybody know what Lake Forest Park is? Because it keeps coming up. It's come up in more than one. I don't know if that's something. And then, what's this one? East. I don't even know how to say it. I ain't going to say that wrong. Okay. And then let's see what, oh, look, you could also include low search volume regions. So this is important too. Why? Because there's bigger cities, right? So you might have more search results in Philadelphia, for example, right? Than you would in like a county, a different county here. So Philadelphia County might have more. So by adding that, you add in all those smaller counties as well. So let me just see real quick. And we'll add in 1122 King Road. I remember that I think it was written as King Road and not RD, or it was RD and not Road. Oh, well. Okay, so wait, let's see. So this one was big too, so I'm going to edit this one. And I'm going to make this 1122 King Road to see what comes up. And then we could even do the one with Moscow. Moscow. I know I said that wrong. All right, we're going to change this one back to road. And we're going to add Moscow in it. And we got a hit last time on that, so let's see what we get. Oh, I have to make sure that the dates are right too. So let me just go back real quick and see what dates this was for. So this was... Oh, hold on, I have to click on it. My eyes aren't that good. I have my glasses, but I don't know where they're at. All right, so let me look. So we got major hits. What the hell were these dates? I did 8/1/22 to 12/30/22. Oh, you guys. Okay, hold on. Wow. Let me change the time or the date. And not only am I going to do that, I might take the other things off so that we could see the clear comparison here, because this is crazy. So we put in 8 because I remember, because we said like the beginning of August or whatever. I think that's why I put it in. I could probably go back further, but let's just see what happens here. Let me take out, what keeps hitting? The yellow keeps hitting. The Idaho murders keeps hitting, but I would assume that some would consider it that. So wait, this one isn't a trend yet. So let's get rid of this. Remove. I'm going to remove all the other ones and see if I could try to do what we did that first time and see if I get the same thing. And if not, what does that mean? Do you know what I mean? Like I should be getting the same thing. So I'm going to see what, here we go. I did. There you go, you guys. Maybe we were searching too many terms. And also it says add a comparison. So could it have been that the comparison was messing up the search? Because it could have been. Okay. So hold on, we got another one. Okay, so then we did another one where we did Moscow homicides and Moscow murders, which I just had both of them up there, I think, but let's look at this one real quick. So this is, you guys look at this. This is for 1122 King Road, Moscow, and 1122 King Road. The blue is the one with Moscow in it. The red is the one with just the address. And if you look over here, you see that we're at 0. Okay, we're still at 0. And again, I would like to look at this from before whatever the date is that it kicks off, just to see if by so the day of the homicides, to see if we get anything by shortening it, because sometimes you'll get things like that. We have a hit. So on November 9th, we have a hit on 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho. So on November 9th, 2022. We then see it again on November 13th. We don't have one, but on the 14th or 15th we do, and then going forward. Again, this would be expected going forward, but this one is not expected. So why was somebody looking up the address on November 9th? Oh, look at this one. Okay. Let's click on Idaho. and see what it gives us. So now this is going to be at Idaho. So again, this is from 8:10. Oh, I meant to put 8:1. This is from 8:10 to 12:30. I should go back and fix that. But over here, what do we have here? We have 1122 King Road on October 11th, okay, in Idaho. So somebody in Idaho was looking up this date on October 11th, 2022. Oh, wow. So on August 17th, somebody looked up Moscow murders. I'm dying to see where this was at. And then it picks up again on the 14th, or the 14th, but wait, there's two, like, one was on October 21st, which was the other one, you guys. Didn't I just say, or was that October 9th? That might have been October 9th. And then August 17th. That's weird. So let's see, breakdown by metro. Oh my gosh, you guys, look, it's all over here again. Oh, we're in Washington, that's why. Let's go to United States and see. I mean, we're in Idaho. Let's go in the United States and see. Okay, do you guys see how that once we went to the United States, look, I'm going over October right now, and we just had a hit on October, but it's no longer there anymore. So that goes to show you, oh my gosh. So on the 14th, we have less than 1% that looked up homicides. One down to city to see how, oh, look at this. Pullman. Wait, where's Clarkston Heights? Is Clarkston Heights over here by those lake things again or no? All right, wait, let's see. Spokane Valley. So there's a lot of places, but you want to know am I in the United States? Because if I'm in the United States, I am. You guys, this is interesting to me because we don't have like people in Pennsylvania looking this up, right? I mean, you could say that it's because it's over here, but people that are in Pullman are looking that up the most. And Moscow, Idaho Reddit. Let's see what we get with that. Wouldn't that be weird? Did we look up Pappa Rodger? So the 15th, the Reddit starts. Oh, that's weird. And then, is this the 30th? The 29th, we have 21. And then on the 30th, we have 100%. So, okay, we have a hit. You guys, we have a hit. Oh, wow. I am convinced that Bryan Kohberger is Pappa Rodger. I will say that again. It is my opinion as of 5/22/25 at 5:03 p.m. that Pappa Rodger is Bryan Kohberger, in my opinion. Let me tell you why I think this. Because I put in Pappa Rodger. We didn't find anything in the United States. We didn't find anything in Idaho. However, when I put in Washington, we got a hit, and the hit is the day before the homicide. I don't know about you, but I think Pappa Rodger's picture looks just like Bryan, like an AI. I actually, the other night, I pay for like this AI thing for work, like whatever, but I'll use it for true crime. But anyway, so wow, I'm like speechless that I just lost my train of thought. What was I just gonna say to put into the AI to see if it would work? I have no idea. I hope it comes back to me though. I'm like dumbfounded, you guys. So on November 12th, again, we don't know who Pappa Rodger is. However, somebody did, and they live there. What are the chances? So hold on, let's see. Wow, I am dumbfounded. So Pappa Rodger was already, that is my opinion, that Pappa Rodger was then created on the 12th. And it was probably created, let me pull it out a little bit more and see what happens after. I can't believe it, you guys. If this was created after, so let's say Pappa Rodgers was created on like the 15th or the 16th, I might be like, oh, I don't know. But the fact that it was created the day before, I don't know. So now I'm going to do the first to the Let's do the 30th. So we're just going to do November and see what it says. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so we also have a hit now on the 12th again. So now this is just backing up what I'm saying. And then not again for a while. That tells me that Pappa Rodgers was created on the 12th. Pappa Rodgers' birthday is November 12th, 2022, in my opinion. And then over here, look at this. Pullman. That's where he lives, Pullman. And that's for the Reddit. And what day was this on? November 12th, you guys. You guys. I have a question. I'm pausing this real quick. Hold on, pause. I need to converse. I'm like blown away. So what we're saying is there should be no searches or trends. Yes, thank you, Sarah. I couldn't say it. I'm like having a hard, that's exactly what I'm saying. Who else would search that on the 12th? Why would someone, and again, if we look, you guys, why would someone in Pullman, Washington, so someone in Washington is looking up Idaho Reddits? Shouldn't be. No, there shouldn't be. We just found something here. Let's put in Idaho. Or no, let's put in Moscow Facebook. Plus. Oh, remember the plus? And let's do it over here too. So it would have to say Moscow Facebook and Pappa Rodger. And we got a hit. Let's see what date says. Okay. You guys, again, look at that. It just keeps coming back to the 12th for Pappa Rodger. Why didn't we see that last time? And then wait, let me go to United States and see, because we're at Washington right now. When we go to the, oh, I didn't mean to do Alabama. United States. Oh, wow. Okay, so this information is coming after Moscow Facebook and Pappa Rodger came up on the 15th. So we have Pappa Rodger being created on the 12th and then becoming a trend by the 15th. And you see that the trend goes up and down, up and down. When's the last day for that trend? I only have it up to the 30th. All right, let me see what I got for this one. You guys, this is, I'm like dumbfounded. The Reddit seems to be very popular. You guys, look, Pappa Rodger is not at all. So I have it on the United States. This is so important, you guys. You guys have to pay attention to this. So of everywhere in the United States, okay, there's a zero trend for Pappa Rodger, right? Then if you go over here, we didn't do Idaho. Let's do Idaho. We did Washington. Okay, so again, over here we have, oh, wow. So the Moscow, Idaho Reddit, again, I would be expecting it to be in Moscow. Duh. All right, now, so there's nothing for Pappa Rodger in Idaho. Washington. Look at this. Wow, you guys. All of the things. And it's the 12th again. I am convinced that Pappa Rodger was created on the 12th, okay, in Washington. I will sit here after we hang up and I will go through all of the states, okay? And I'll see if there's any other state that pops up with Pappa Rodger. And if not, then we can narrow it down to Washington. So that would say that somebody in Washington had to be Pappa Rodger because it's the only place that Pappa Rodger is trending on the 12th of November. Then on December 2nd, the Facebook page gets bigger. On December 5th, the Reddit. And then on the 30th, we have the Facebook and the Idaho Reddit. Oh my God. Wait, before I say this one, let me just go out first you guys have to remember, I'm a statistics teacher and a research methods teacher. So I teach research methods and statistics. And this, my friends, oh, you guys, this is telling. Okay, ready? Here, I'm going to do it again. Drum roll. It is my professional opinion on 5/22/25 at 5:16 p.m. that I believe Bryan Kohberger is also inside looking the Reddit. Okay. And why do I think that? Because Idaho and Washington are two of the things we see here, but I don't know if you guys could see this because it's really small. Let me see if I get it bigger. You know how you can make the page bigger just to show somebody something? Let's try Pappa Rodger for June. So 6/1/22. So that I could just see. I want to see, like, was Pappa Rodger a thing before that? And then we're going to do it till, let's do it till 1/22/25. And let's see what happens. This is the thing, though. We could be searching Pappa Rodger too. Oh, wait, we're not. Hold on, let's say. Wow. I'm more convinced now than I was before that this is searched. And related topics were murder, Reddit, Moscow, suspect, and Albrightsville. And the breakouts were Bryan Kohberger, Idaho, and Reddit Bryan Kohberger. Well, they're the rising. Let's see what the top was. The top was Bryan Kohberger, Kohberger. Oh, yeah, you guys. And let's see what the top was on this side. Idaho, U.S. state, murder, Reddit, Moscow, arrest topic. You guys, look. Why would somebody be looking up Bryan Kohberger? And remember, he doesn't leave until the middle of December. So let's look in here and let's look, you guys. Boom, Pullman. And what's this blue dot out? Moscow and Pullman are the two highest. And do you see how they're both next to each other? Do you guys remember on the inside looking and the Pappa Rodger one, I said that although it didn't really have enough data, there was a dot and it was literally right where these two dots were. That's why I also, like, that also gave me confidence that that was him because it was right there. So do we have searches in other places? Absolutely. But our top searches, again, are in, and again, remember, I'm just blowing up this side over here. So if I take that away, it's not all those bubbles. It's not until I go over it. This makes me think in Spokane Valley that he might have been around there. They might want to go search around there. And what's this? This is Boise, Nampa, and Meridian. I don't really know them well. But again, if you look here, Moscow and Pullman are the two top cities of interest for this, for Bryan Kohberger. And why would that be, right? So then, wow, let's put in Bryan Kohberger suspect, because I feel like I put that in last time. Let's do Bryan Kohberger. And then we'll do Bryan Kohberger suspect. Should we do plus suspect? Maybe that's what we did last time. And maybe we had the plus here too. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, December 22nd, Bryan Kohberger plus suspect. Where was that at? Oh, look, you guys, somebody was looking up Bryan Kohberger plus suspect all the way back to the beginning of our search. So that means I'm going to pull our search out a little bit further. And then we're going to find out where in the country it was coming from. So we have 11/1/22 to 12/30. So let's see. We have, did I make it too? No, I didn't make it too big. Look. So you guys, somebody was searching before the crimes to see if this person was a suspect. But then on November 14th, look at that, you guys. Wow. On November 14th, nobody should be looking up Bryan Kohberger as the suspect on the 14th. And then on the 15th, somebody's looking it up. On the 16th, somebody's looking it up. On the 17th, somebody looks it up. On the 18th, somebody looks it up. On the 19th, somebody looks it up. The 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27, 28, 29. I'm trying to see when he left and if he was still. You guys, look at this. This makes me think that it's 100% him, and let me tell you why. On the days before the thing or whatever, there's 1, 1, 1. And then the days that I think that he left with his dad, they're skipping down to ones all the way through. The days that were mostly whatever, like I would say, I would want to know what happened on November 24th. I feel like I wrote down stuff. Do I have anything on November? He was by the King Roadhouse. The football game was on the 12th. He was there on the 7th. Not there, like his stuff pinged there. Oh, look, on the 7th, we have a bump up to 2. On the 10th, he stopped using his debit card. Look, it goes back up to 2 again on the 10th. How weird is this? On the 11th, he tries to clear his computer. And look, we only have one search, so he tries to clear the computer. On the 12th is the Vandals football game. And then that night, he leaves his house. He went to the girls went to the corner club at 10, sorry. Let's go over here, and we're going to take out United States. And we're going to try Washington. Okay, wow. Oh, wow. So you guys, in Washington, it's showing us that these are literally following along. I would expect just from these low numbers here, like we have 1s and 2s. And before we had, when we did the United States, we had like 2s more than 1s. So I'm wondering if we have 1s in Idaho, that would make up for that other percentage point. So let's see what we got. Okay, I was right. So in Idaho, oh, wow. What day is this? On November 16th, why is somebody looking up if he's a suspect? Where are we? Are we in Washington? I have a headache for some. Oh no, we're in Idaho. We're in Idaho. But why is somebody looking up if Bryan Kohberger is a suspect in Idaho on the 16th? Or the 17th? And then it's 0-0, and then it bumps back up on November 21st. I think something happened at this time. I can't. October 14th, he was pulled over by the woman cop. Let's see. October 14th. We're not back that far, so I will look that up in 1 second. Oh, wait. November 21st is his birthday. Right? 11/21/22. I was like, why does this date sound so familiar to me? And it's because it's his birthday. And then on November 22nd, we have nothing. On the 23rd, we have 2. Wow. You guys, that's crazy. And then we have nothing again because now he's in Pennsylvania. So hold on. Let's go to Pennsylvania. We're flatlined over here in Pennsylvania. Well, on November 15th, we have a 2. Could it be that somebody in his family is searching him too? But let's see. Why is anybody looking him up as a suspect in Pennsylvania? So now it dips all the way down to like nothing. So on December 26th and 27th and 25th. But on the 25th, 26th, and 27th, we have nothing. The 28th, we have 1. The 29th, we have nothing. And then the 30th, it just all goes bananas. Okay, I'm positive. Ready? Let me show you this. Just because I know where he lives. Wait, what's this? Was this it? I'm looking for somewhere specific. Okay, so this is around where he lives, right here. But he lives in like the Pocono area. Oh, Mountaintop, Wilkes-Barre. So yeah, you guys, this is by where he lives right here. So this is all that same area. So that's what I was looking for, like Scranton and stuff. But that's all that area. So yeah, Stroudsburg, all of this. I wonder if others could have been looking up at that time because we did it till the 30th. So as of this date in Pennsylvania, okay, the top query for Bryan Christopher Kohberger was related to Idaho murders as opposed to DeSales University or Albrightsville, where he lives. Bryan Christopher Kohberger Reddit. Has any of us ever looked that up to see what it is? Like, I wonder, I'm sure people have, but I wonder if anybody's looked that up. But over here, it seems to get pretty popular, not until he's arrested. So maybe that's other people looking it up after. Okay, anyway, let me get over here. I feel like we've been on for 5 hours because he was in Pennsylvania to begin with. But the VPN thing the thing I wanted to say about that was today I had to like renew my VPN and stuff. And it's for work because I'm a professor. I work at a university and colleges. So I have to have yes, I do. I have to have a VPN. I think that he had one on his phone. Someone just, see, Sarah, I'm good at this. So you would think most people have it on their computers too, right? But on the phone, even if you have a VPN, let me just let you, I don't know if you guys know this, and I didn't learn this till pretty recently. I'm like, what the frig's the point of having a VPN then? The difference between your VPN and your phone is that when you leave your house, your phone disconnects from your Wi-Fi, and before the VPN can kick on, it has to connect to a tower first, and that's where you get that first signal when you turn your phone back on, and that might be what did him in. So he could have had his VPN on, but he still was pinging on his way there and on his way home. And I guarantee you he probably didn't think that he was pinging, but he turned his phone off, right? So when he turned his phone back on, the phone had to ping off of a tower first before the VPN could be turned on. So I guess what I'm saying is that first time he's using his phone, it is pinging. So whatever he's searching for on Google is also pinging off of that as well. That was Steve who worked. Look at Daniel still being around. Daniel, what the hell? Thank you. I owe you. You're such a good friend. You guys, Daniel is so good. If you're on my page right now and you don't know who the DT show is, then it's probably not real because all of you probably know who the DT show is. But if you're like a family friend or student and you don't know who the DT show is, go over to the Drunk Turkey show. Daniel has a great show. He has me on a lot too. He's just a really good guy and a really good friend, and everybody in this group are really good people. So I'm very happy with the group that is coming around. Daniel, I do have to tell you something after this though. It's not like anything, whatever, but Daniel's son, that's funny. Daniel's a turkey. Oh, now they're calling you a turkey. You're a good dude. We make a great duo. I told Daniel that I got so good at this Google Trends thing that him and my husband better be on their best behaviors, because if his wife or I ever need to figure anything out, just watch out, because, you know. All right, you guys, I'm going to hang up now. My dog clearly wants my attention. Look at this handsome face. Isn't he so cute? Facts, exactly. Okay. Thank you all for supporting me. You have no idea how much I appreciate you all. I hope to see you over on Daniel's channel soon. Maybe one day we'll have Daniel on my channel. We'll see. I'm still like scared about that. I'm like so afraid that nobody will show up, but Daniel wasn't on my channel today and I got some people, so I can only assume that if he drops it in his Discord, I would get more over here. And I appreciate all of you, and I will see you over at the Drunk Turkey show tonight or tomorrow or whenever he goes live, I will be in the chat talking with everybody. Good night, everybody, and have a great weekend. And thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Bye, everyone.